What's up?
What's up?
So, welcome to episode 6 with What's Up with Nitro Dave. Today we got a special guest for you, which is going to be James Futch. We're going to talk about his racing, his class his race he's putting on this weekend. We're going to talk about what he's racing, and I have a couple questions for him that I'm just curious about. So I'm sure other people are too. Man, this weekend was there was a lot of racing this weekend.
Some good racing.
Yeah, so this weekend was TX2K, and do you know how many years that is for TX2K now?
I think it was like 12, he said.
Is it?
No, it might be more than that.
It's longer than 12. Yeah. So TX2K originally started off as a street racing event, and it was Supra versus the World.
Yeah.
And Peter would pull quite the gathering in Houston, and there would be a lot of street racing at night.
Houston's big.
Yes, and so the event outgrew, let me back up. It's not that the event outgrew. As Peter became older, I'm sure he became more responsible.
Yeah.
But population outgrew, and it really became really dangerous with the nighttime event.
Yeah.
So Peter took it to a racetrack. And I remember him having this race at John Hennessy's track. And another company had paid for me not to be able to sponsor the event. And I was a little bitter about it. So I went and bought like 250 hot dogs and drinks. And I set up a nitrous outlet canopy. And we were racing Kyle McKenzie's car. And I had decided I was going to give away free hot dogs all weekend and drinks. And of course, the drinks would have a nitrous outlet koozie. And that company that paid for me not to be there got really upset about it.
Yeah.
But I was there racing.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't charging for food. I wasn't selling nothing. I was just giving it away. And it backfired on me. You know what happened?
What happened?
It rained.
Oh.
And I got stuck with 250 hot dogs.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a memory I look back on. I had a young guy that had just started working with us, and this is how you build memories, and this is the memory. I was so broke back then, right? Just trying to get the company going, and I could not afford multiple hotel rooms, so we all of us would pile into one hotel room. And somewhere, I wish I would have thought this through. Somewhere I have a picture of Kyle McKenzie and Tony Shepard in bed together. And I posted that on social media. And they got like their covers. And we're all laid back. Don't get us wrong. We're all, there was 2 dudes in each bed. Yeah. And so, you slept butt to butt. That was the rules. Not nut to butt.
Yeah.
So anyways, I had a young guy working for me at the time. And his name was, I think his name was Graham. And he was so freaked out about it. He's like, I am not sleeping in the same bed with another man. So he slept sitting up in a chair the whole night. Man. So, yeah, that was man, Texas 2K is just, I have so many memories of it. And then later on, I was able to officially become a sponsor. And Peter's taken good care of us ever since. And it grew from going there to, I think it went to Houston. I don't think it went to Houston Raceway. I think it went straight to Royal Purple Raceway, and that was forever. And then 2 years ago,
track shut down.
Yeah,
and moved to Dallas.
And then moved to Dallas. So now it's even closer to home. And of course, Ennis being Texas Motorplex is our home track, so I love that. I got to give a shout out to Peter this weekend. So tragically, in the middle of getting ready for TX2K, TJ and his family were staying in a camper on property because they were prepping the track to get it ready, and a storm hit, and it barrel rode the trailer, and it killed TJ, and it put his family in the hospital. Luckily, thank God they survived. I'm sure many of us were questioning whether or not the event should go on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but you've heard that saying, the show always goes on, right? And so
it's what TJ would have wanted to do.
Absolutely, TJ had his heart and soul in that place. He would not have wanted it to not take place. And the Texas Motorplex crew and the TX2K crew put on a fundraiser over the weekend, and they raised over $100,000 for TJ Bailey's family. And I don't think there's another person that would have been perfect for doing that, because Peter is well respected. He's got a lot of friends that have money.
Yeah.
And I wish I knew what all racers donated their winnings, because several of them did. And I didn't look into that to prepare for the show, and I should have. But if anybody knows who did that, please post it in the comments here.
I know Underground Racing did for sure.
Okay.
That's the only person I know of. Richard Rawlings donated some money also, and that's all I know.
Yeah. So I mean, that is, that's very hard. It's a terrible situation that even happened, but that's heartwarming to see the community come together. And for somebody like Peter to take control of the situation and create some positive for the family.
Yeah.
So Peter, thank you. I actually meant to text you and tell you thank you, but I knew you were busy and I didn't want to mess with you. But many of us recognized what you did, and it was very heartwarming. And I honestly don't think there's not many people that could have pulled that off. That I really believe that he really accomplished something there. That if I would have posted something like that, there's no way I would have raised $100,000. And so that tells you the reach, and that tells you how many people love TJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just
everybody knows him.
Yeah. So so that's definitely a positive thing. Comments from one of our guys. Why are we going on air late? On time is when I get here. Just to let you know. All right. So racer results. Racer results over the weekend. Tell us who placed what at TX2K.
So Chris Bailey won heavyweight. He was runner-up last year, but he won this year.
Right.
He took home the first place trophy this year. We had I bet he had 10 or 15 customer cars there. Yeah,
I mean, he had his hands full, plus running his own program. And his last name is Bailey, and him and TJ were close friends. But if I'm 100% positive, they're not related. And the reason why I know this is because one night we were at a private track rental, and TJ and Chris were both on the start line, and they said, we're brothers from another mother, because they were talking about their last name being the same, but we're not related.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the significance of that at the moment until right now. So TJ and Chris were really close friends, so I'm sure that was like really emotional.
Yeah.
That TJ took the win at a race that one of his best friends just gave his life to help go on. So
Chris had won.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So who else? What else happened?
So Mac Brosman was runner-up in GTR Unlimited.
Mac Brosman?
And
and what's the name of his car again?
Kimbo Slice.
I love that name.
Yeah.
And so
heavy hitter.
And he's been running our product for quite a bit of time now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Honestly, we probably haven't supported him the way we should have. So I know that you reached out to him at the race, and I'm
gonna get us on track.
Yes, I'm glad you're taking over the program and making sure that our racers are taken care of. That's very important. And for our racers listening, it's very important that you feed your results to John. And if you don't have John's cell phone number, he has a company issued cell phone. Sometimes it's as easy as a text message. You ain't even got to get on the computer and do this whole thing.
Facebook message.
Yeah, or maybe you need something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe you lost your 35,000th Nitrous jet and you need a jet.
Yeah.
That's what John is here for. He's here to keep you racing, to promote your accomplishments, which helps you, right? Because it's not only is it giving us a third party that's showing our results, but you're also promoting them, which helps them
get
venture
recognized.
recognition and more sponsorship, right? So it's a circle of love.
Yeah.
That
It's a circle, not a square.
yeah. So all right. So Mac Brosman, runner up in GTR Unlimited.
Yep. And then my partner from Zachary Walston, from Baton Rouge, he was runner up in Streetcar Pro with his Supra.
Now that Streetcar Pro, tell me a little bit about that class.
So they had broken down the streetcars, Elite, Pro, and I forget the third one. But he was in the third class. Somebody backed out or broke, so he moved up to Pro.
Okay.
And he ended up being runner up.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, he went against some heavy hitters too, and he proved himself good.
That's good. That is definitely a race where if you take a win, you went up.
Yeah,
you get some unlimited budgets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he went rounds against shop cars.
Nice, love it. Congratulations. Now, one thing that I really liked seeing, there's a couple of guys that just really showboated, and one of them was Adam Schingler from Rippetuned.
Yep.
And he's world's fastest track hog, right?
Yeah.
Obviously has our Nitrous kit on it.
Yeah.
He freaking went a blistering 826 at 169.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
fast.
moving.
That's the SUV going that fast.
That's a fast grocery getter
Yeah.
right there, man. And I actually tried to get Lisa to get a track hawk.
Yeah.
Because that's like, hey, if you get this,
Yeah.
technically I have one.
Yeah.
So, I would still like for her to get one because I love those things.
Yeah,
But
they awesome.
yeah, so congratulations to Adam. Now, obviously, we don't even have to say this because everybody in the world already knows.
Yeah.
White rice.
Yep.
Right? So, white rice, Eric LaFerre, and it's a Dewey Bowie owned car, which we'll talk about Dirty Taco here in a minute too. But white rice broke the world record. And then he came back and demolished the broke record with a 608 at 235.
Yep, a 4.0 to the 8th.
Yes, and to put that into perspective, he's an X275 car.
Mm-hmm.
If look, this team is just mind blowing. They'll go run X275, which is an 8th mile setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll leave that race. They'll come over here. They'll take motor, transmission, everything out of the car, re-gear the car, and go run a 1/4 mile race. They show up to this 1/4 mile race, demolished the world record, and then turn around and demolish the 8th mile X275 record as well.
Yeah.
Went a 4.0 at 188. You know, like just wow.
Yeah, the car's impressive.
Yes, and I was trying to watch while I was working in the shop. I was trying to watch the live feed. I don't know what happened. I was expecting to see him in the finals, and I didn't see him in the finals.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So he lost to Brian Cummins, old partner of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, from out of New Orleans. Eric had shifting issues in the car.
Okay.
And then that put him behind and couldn't catch up after that.
Okay, so I didn't know. I was going to text him and ask him. And
he had shifting issues.
That explains it. Now, another Dewey Bowie team, Dirty Taco, Jose shows up and ran a 6:30. What was it? 6:30 what?
6:37, I believe.
It's right around there.
Yeah.
I mean that, and
a truck.
And was going rounds, and then it broke up, and it nosed down. He had him.
Yeah.
Like he had the guy. And what was that, third or fourth round? And I texted him because I'm going to say it. Matheson's where we get our nitrous, and those guys flat out failed us again. We show up to X275. We show up to Texas 2K with only 5 mother bottles of nitrous.
Yep.
They have all 20-something of our empties. We have none to finish flowing intakes in the shop, and we're beating these guys. We planned ahead to make sure we had plenty of nitrous for the shop to keep flowing intakes and for TH2K. And Matheson Trigas screwed us. Like, I hate to say it, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be calling their manager. I'm going to be Karen.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a Karen, and I'm going to raise some hell. But our guys were struggling to find nitrous. Yeah. The Motorplex had gave us all the mother bottles they had. We sold those out, and then we started sending people over to Extreme Raceway, and Galen was filling their bottles for us. So whenever he nosed down, I was like, oh, great, he ran out of
Yeah.
nitrous. And I'm like, I texted him and he said, no, we had an ignition issue. So I'm glad that it wasn't a nitrous issue, because then I would have felt even worse.
Yeah.
But man, there's nothing more frustrating than to prepare for a race and then somebody. I mean, what do we got to do? Start making nitrous oxide just so that we can friggin' make sure that our people are taken care of. That made me mad.
Build us a refinery in the backyard.
Yes. So, all right. So then, now I seen something weird. I was watching the live feed, and this Supra runs, and it catches on fire at the top of the track, and they go, and Ronnie Rhodes is out of the car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, Ronnie came down.
And I'm like, there's another guy named Ronnie Rhodes. What's the? And I'm watching, and I thought, that ain't Ronnie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I seen people commenting on Ron Rhodes' post, because Ron Rhodes said, what did he say? Ain't no small block Chevy let you down like that, or something like that. And I was like, holy crap, that was Ronnie racing, and I didn't even know it. So
yeah, I had just sold him a kit 2 weeks ago to put on there. It's a Boost and Juice kit he put on there.
really, on that Supra.
Yeah.
And whose car is that?
I think that's theirs.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap! I had no clue. So, so Ronnie Rose just stepped into a new form of racing. Yeah, that's cool.
And he
That's
traveled
cool.
all the way from over there to come down here too.
Yeah, and that's a haul.
Yeah.
So wow, I had no clue. Now I'm proofreading right here, so I got to see my friend Albert, and I don't know where he went out at, but Albert and I, Gamboa, I always go Gamboa because he's always been kind of buff, right?
Yeah.
Like he would come to my speed shop, and when the ladies would come in, he would sit at the counter and pounce his pecs, like trying to show off, and I'd be like, dude, quit bouncing your titties.
Jeff be doing that downstairs.
Is that what Jeff is doing? Except for he's having to do like this. So, anyways, I got to see Albert, and he's got a C5 Corvette that he's had for a long time. And man, that thing was running in the sevens. It was fast. So it was great to see him. Of course, I got to see plenty others, and I got to give a shout out to. Oh my gosh. My mind just went blank. My friend Daniel, his wife ran a personal best. It was a 7-second in an F body. Oh my gosh. I know their names because I've been friends with them forever, but I should have wrote it down.
Yeah.
I just thought about it, and anyways, I'll come back and post that. Tammy Burks. Got it.
Turbo Tammy.
Yeah, Turbo Tammy. So she ran a personal best, and she went out that round.
Yeah.
Because she went too fast.
Yeah.
She didn't even care. She was so happy that, so congratulations to them. Now, jumping over to a different event, DeSoto King, King of the Street. DeSoto King of the Street.
Yep.
Was it
back
no-prep
in
event?
Louisiana.
Yeah? Back in your neck of the
Yeah.
woods, huh?
No, that's north of I-10. That's pretty much Arkansas.
Yeah? Is
Yeah.
it still coon asses?
No.
No?
Just south of I-10.
Okay. So DeSoto King, Shelton Swartz, which is the owner and driver of the wagon, Mr.
Yep.
Miyagi,
Yep.
right? And he won small tire and big tire.
Yeah.
So he cleaned up.
Yeah, he did two
So
classes.
He's
doubled
buying
down.
dinner this
Yeah.
week. He's buying dinner this week, right? So this morning he actually tagged me in a post where it was Willie, and I told him he should maybe think about doing some what is that word? No. Where, like when you're like go to a race and they'll have like wheelie cars go down.
Oh, yeah.
Exposition? No.
No, I don't know what it's called.
Exhibition, yes. Told him maybe he should take up some exhibition running. So now Zoloft, which he also drives that car and it's owned by Kevin Hodge, they ate some humble pie this weekend. These guys win a ton of races with that car.
Yeah.
And they had a tire issue and went out first round striking the tire. That's not very common out of that
That's
class.
very off.
And so Kevin told me the other team was extremely excited because they knew they just took down a monster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, they went out due to striking the tire. And anytime you are used to running rounds and you get knocked out first round,
Yeah, you don't know what to do yourself.
that's some humble pie right there. That's so my boys with the Zoloft team ate some pie this weekend. Upcoming events. Now we're fixing to bring James Futch on, And so let's talk about upcoming events, and then let's jump over to bringing James on.
All right, so we'll save James' event for last.
Okay.
So this weekend we have Southeast Trucker.
Hold on, you're forgetting the most important one. Let's go down.
You talking about?
TJ Bailey's Celebration of Life is going to be at Texas Motorplex Friday, 21st. This Friday, and it's going to start at 11 a.m. And it's obviously it's no charge. It's open to everyone. They're going to celebrate TJ's life, and they're inviting you out to the Texas Motorplex for 11 a.m. So I'll be there. And I know Roger's going. I don't know if you're going. No. I haven't asked who's going. Yeah. But anybody from here is welcome to jump in the truck with me and go. That would be the only acceptable excuse for missing work on Friday. Just to say. So now, we'll skip Mr. Whipple's no prep because we're just going to talk about. Well, no, let's go in order and we'll touch base on it more. So Mr. Whipple's no prep starts Thursday the 20th, right? And it goes on through Saturday the 22nd, and it's at the House of Hook. I love that name, which is Twin City Raceway. Yep. Back in your area, Monroe, Louisiana.
No, that's up north. That's Kevin's area.
Louisiana is Louisiana, dude. Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
Just some areas have better roads than others, but most of them are all terrible roads. So now the Southeast Truck Showdown.
Yep.
Now who's putting that race on?
Michael Mayo.
Michael Mayo, and it's on the 21st and 22nd. Where's that taking place at?
Silver Dollar Motorsports.
So he's moving away from Little River. He's going to do an event.
This is way over there towards him.
Okay.
You're thinking of somebody else.
Emma?
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't tell you that.
Man, they picked the perfect time to mow and weed eat.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Southeast Truck Showdown is we're only covering the events for this month, right? Which is going to be the 21st and 22nd. Now, my boy Chris Anderson.
Yeah.
So he's putting on. What is he putting on?
He puts on Cars and Coffee.
Coffee
over there in Biloxi.
Yep.
And the beach.
And he's been doing it for a few years now. And Chris always sends us like 3 or 4 king cakes.
Yeah, it was good too.
Every year. Yeah. And so, last year we did the thing where if you got a baby, you got $100.
Oh, I had a baby too this year.
Yeah, we didn't do that this year.
That's why you quit.
I was broke. I was too poor. So, anyways, he's doing Cars and Coffee, and it's going to be on the 22nd, 23rd.
Yep.
And so I noticed whenever I was looking at their thing, it's a Gulfport Dragway, so I guess it's some racing and then a car show at the Edgewater Mall.
Cars and Coffee. Not a car show. Don't be acting for no trophy when you go.
No, there ain't no trophy.
No,
he's giving away door prizes and stuff.
That's for the race.
Oh, okay.
And then we give away stuff for the kids at the Cars and Coffee, but.
So the race we gotta concentrate. We gotta race and get a little visitation, but then Sunday we get to hang out and look at each other's cars and talk cars.
Oh yeah.
So sweet. We should do a Cars and Coffee here.
Yeah, we should.
Not here. Somewhere nicer than here. Our parking lot's too small. But we should pick something around here and do that one weekend. That'd be fun.
July 26th.
Oh yeah.
That's Saturday, so that'd be a perfect day. And it's my birthday.
You just pull that out and say
it's my birthday.
Mine's 18.
Yeah. Well, perfect.
So we're both July babies, huh? All right. So Big Jake's.
Yes.
That race is going to be the race you
don't want to miss.
No, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. Don't even try to come to the pit area. Just go park over in the spectator area and keep your car out the way if you're not racing, because it's like you can't even get through there. No, it is so packed. I'm hoping this year what they need to do is say you're allowed one crew vehicle with the race rig. That's it to run, and then make everybody else park over in spectators, because you can't even get your race car through there. It's so bad. And so Big Jake's, which is March Mania, right? Yep. Is the 27th to the 29th at Extreme Raceway Park in Ferris. That's another of our home track.
Yep.
And Galen. Now, Clyde announced yesterday, for you guys that are planning on going to Big Jake's and haven't been active on social media, Clyde said if you do not have a engine blanket or a what?
Diaper or the pan.
Yeah, or a catch pan, right? You're not racing because they're not going to spend all weekend cleaning up the track and pushing the event to where it don't get finished.
Yeah.
So go ahead and call up my boys over at Pro One and get you a engine blanket. And the reason why I'm giving them a shout out is because out of all the engine blankets I have bought and melted on my LS stuff, theirs is perfect. Like all the other ones I bought that were higher price and supposed to be the best,
Yeah.
didn't last one outing without melting or getting in the flywheel or whatever. I bought a Pro One and now all of my cars have it. And so the guys over at Pro One, which are in Dallas,
Yeah.
man, that their engine blanket is it's priced right, and they got it in stock, and you could have it for Jake's race,
Yep.
right? So
We should partner up with them, see if they want to sell some on the trailer.
that's not a bad idea. I'll let you handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be on it.
Yeah, okay. Because I promise you, somebody's going to show up to that race without an engine blanket.
And when they get denied, they're gonna need one.
Yeah, just put 2 on the trailer.
Yeah.
So I like where you're going. So there you go. You just heard it. We will have some Pro One engine blankets on the racer support trailer whenever you show up to Jake's race without an engine blanket. We're gonna have them. We don't fill bottles at Jake's race,
No.
thank God, because the Dallas area has got the most abused, ready to blow up and kill a whole crowd of people bottles in the world.
Yeah.
And so I am so glad that we're not filling bottles at that event. Because all we do is piss people off when we tell them, I'm sorry, you've held a cutting torch to your bottle for like 20 minutes straight and we're not filling your bottle. And they get all mad like we're supposed to risk our life because they make poor decisions.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't get me started there.
And speaking of that, we have 20% sale on the heaters right now.
Ooh.
In the bottle baths.
I seen your drop there.
Yeah.
All right, and we're going to touch base on that here in a minute. All right, so I know James Futch is waiting. I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. I'm on it, buddy. I'm on. All right, so I got to talk about Nitro Dave's Clash of the Titans 450ish. Right? It was supposed to be just a one event, thing and done. I got off my meds for a week, went crazy, and got this bright idea I pulled out of my butt.
And now we're going on tour.
And then yesterday I got home, I'm like, oh God, what did I do? Why did I do this? Anyway, so let's talk about that. So the 450-ish class, before I talk about the races, let me explain it because some people are having a hard time just kind of wrapping their head around the rules. It's very simple, right? This race is challenging this class is challenging the driver and the tuner. If you're too slow on the tree, you lose. If you're too fast across the finish line, you lose.
Yeah.
But if you're too slow across the finish line, you lose. And if you don't qualify,
you lose.
Lost before you ever got started.
Yeah.
Right? So it's got a $10K payout. I need that cutting thing too.
Oh, you need both of them?
Yeah. So it's got a $10K payout. It's based off 32 car field. For the hood-to-hood race, I filled the 32 car pre-register in less than 4 days.
And it's not even until September.
Yeah, and that's pretty good for people. They're looking at it and they're going, "Oh, this race is badass," because there's nothing else like it. And so, let me explain it to you. Drivers meeting, we're gonna have a bag with chips in it. We're gonna have a 445 chip, a 450 chip, a 455, and a 460 chip. So we're gonna reach in the bag and we're gonna pull out a chip. And if it says 445, that's our cap.
Yeah.
You get 2 qualifiers. All right. So we're gonna go up. We're gonna run 2 qualifiers, and we're going to pick out of all the cars. We're going to pick the closest 32 cars within that 445 chip. Now you can be over or under the 445, but in the event that there's a tie breakage, under wins. Right? Under always trumps. I broke out. So the payouts for the hood. Oh, let me say this: the hood-to-hood race is the only race that you only get 1 qualifier. And the reason why is because we're just pressed for time, and it's starting to be the heat of the summer.
Yeah.
And we got to get this event on. So Ethan is like, you get 1 qualifier. And so that race right now is unreal. I was hoping we could get 10K together. We're actually up around 20K on payout for prizes and cash, which is a hell of an accomplishment for an event that hasn't even taken place at all yet. And so people see the potential in it. The rules are simple. We don't show any time. It's open to all combos, any size, slick or radial. So according to all of my prep guys, as long as that prep to the track is right, it doesn't matter.
No matter what size tire you get.
Right. And so if we get a big tire come up there and do some tire shake and disturb the finish, Eric told me, man, we can tighten that up quick. That ain't no big deal. We'll be on top of it. So, and you get time slips with the qualifying passes because that's going to help you kind of dial the car in. But you get no time slips in elimination. So if you're smart, you've called Shannon Davis and gotten one of his VPS systems, which will give you that time slip, right? Or
bring a draggy.
You got a draggy, right? Or you got Fuel Tech or Holly or all these add-ons that you can do to get that data, which is important. It's no throttle stop, no delay box. This is not a bracket class, all right? So you guys have got delay boxes and throttle stops, they better be off your car before you show up to this event.
And that's what I love about the chip draw thing. It defeats the bracket racing part of it.
And so these events that we have a day of testing prior to the event, it would be very wise for you to show up and get your 3 or 4 dial-in, programs, your tune-ups together so that you can get this together. And so I think that covers all the rules. The rules are simple, man. Oh, you forgot to turn your phone off. All right, it is going to be a championship point series, and I haven't fine-tuned all that yet, but it's coming. All the races are in writing now and deal worked out. I gotta say thank you to Ethan for being the one that actually presented this possibility to me and opening this up. Number 2 was Jay Bodie. So Jay Bodie allowed me to join his team at US 60 Dragway in Hardingsburg, Kentucky on July 11th and 12th. And he's paying out $100K for his Grudge Bowl. And then we're going to pay out $10K, maybe more, depending on if we pick up some sponsors for that race, which I'm sure we will. And that's going to be awesome, right? And so we just opened up so let me go over this so we can get Fudge on here. I'm sure he's got to work. All right, Streetcar Takeover. Clint said, hey, I reached out to Justin and to I can't even believe that my mind just went blank. Lotabot. Oh my God.
Cut the commercial.
Good. No, it's and I'm really good friends with them, so this is what an idiot I am.
What kind of friend are you?
I can't go on without saying his name, so I'm just going to make it even more awkward.
We have no cell phone rule here.
I got too many people texting me. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Still can't find it. Come on, somebody drop it in the notes there. Who am I trying to think of? Whenever I screw it up like this, at least whenever I do say their name, like it's more memorable.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It'll come to
I can't find it. Oh, it's Chase though. Chase. I've been friends with Justin and Chase forever. That tells you how bad my memory is right now. I'm getting Alzheimer's. Anyway, so they've put on the Streetcar Takeover series forever, and so I reached out to Justin and Chase and I said, "Hey man, can we do this class at your race?" Because I reached, like a lot of people, they're probably like, and I'm like, man, this is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
So our first race, this stressed me out last night whenever I realized this. It's in a month. April 25th and 26th at Gainesville Raceway in Gainesville, Florida. So I texted Brian Keep this morning. I'm like, dude, I don't even know the Facebook groups in that area to help me market to these guys. So now I'm stressed over filling that field up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did I do this? Anyway, so Streetcar Takeover, Gainesville Raceway, April 25th and 26th, Clash of the Titans will be there. Streetcar Takeover, Texas Motorplex, home track, right? that's a no-brainer. We're going to fill that up, no problem. That one's going to be May 30th, May 31st. I need you Florida guys to help me out, all right? Like, I need y'all's help here. Streetcar Takeover. I've always wanted to go this track, and I have never made it there. Z-Max Dragway in Charlotte, North Carolina, June 26th through 28th. Then it goes to Bodie's Grudge Bowl, which we just went over. Then it goes to Hood, which we just went over. And our year-end final and championship party will be at Streetcar Takeover, Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa, Missouri, which is basically Kansas City.
Yeah.
Kansas City likes to party. That is the best place to have a championship party. And it's going to be October 24th and 25th. And that will be, who in their right mind goes from having one race, first race,
To having a tour.
I'm going to have a series. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Anyway, so that's our schedule. For all of my Florida guys, I need your help pulling off this this race in Gainesville. Like, tell me where to go talk about this. Share this. Help me, because I have less than a month to fill up 32 cars. Right?
You know who might be able to help with that is John Sears.
Yes, and
he knows everybody.
Troy Jr., Ray
Yeah.
Cox, Brian Keefe. Like last night, I went to bed so stressed out. Like, why did I do this to myself? And I woke up going, I know all the main guys in
I
there.
know
Why
everybody.
did I make this so complicated? So I'm going to reach out to him today. I was brushing my teeth and texting Brian Keefe this morning, and I was like, hey, dude, I need your help. So he told me he'd help me. Anyways, all right. So I'm sorry, James. It's coming, buddy. It's coming. Yes, James Futch. Here we go. All right, so James Futch goes by Mr. Whipple. I didn't know that. I just thought that was the name of the race. A lot of people call him the lawyer because he's great at James likes to talk, right? And so James is known as the lawyer also. He does a lot of negotiation for the crooks, right? So he's a character. So let's bring James on.
Just waiting on him to join.
All right, James, we're ready for you, buddy.
It's your time to shine.
Come on with
Where
it.
you at? Where you at, Sha?
Pennywise says, John is my go-to guy. Jeff Thompson said, am I chopped liver?
Oh, Jeff's mad because I called him out and going to the girls in the lobby.
Oh, he's mad
That's the only
about
time it does a
bouncing
walk-in
his...
when it's a girl walking in.
Oh, man, you're trying to sell him out. His old lady going to be... She's going to... She's going to beat him up.
Sorry, Jeff.
Nice.
I'm talking about a different Jeff.
he goes into the lobby doing this.
Yeah. The other day, I had a shirt off doing that to a girl.
Oh, God. He's going to be sleeping out there in the cow barn.
I'm going to flip my chair and turn my computer off.
He's going to beat you up when we get downstairs. Come on, James Futch. Let me text him.
Call him.
Are you texting him?
I
Call
texted him, yeah.
All right, tell him, let's go.
He hasn't answered me yet.
Call him.
Let's see here.
We got people to do and things to see.
Well, I don't want to call him because he's probably trying to get on right now. Let's see here. Sorry, I was texting. Got a surprise while we're waiting on James Futch. So I ended up pulling the motor out of orange juice, and Kyle Thompson's building the new Nitrous motor right now. And so I said, hey man, why don't we set Stitch up to run 490 because the chassis, I really don't want to go any faster.
Yeah.
And let's take the combo out of Stitch and drop it in orange juice.
I like that.
And so this morning he gave me his blessing. So now I need a shorter intake. So I'm texting Chris Frank and I'm like, dude, I got to get this Iceman off because it sticks out on my hood like that.
Yeah.
And so that's my missing piece. And then orange juice will be Pro Charged Nitrous combo.
Yeah, I like it.
Which will be easy for running 450s. And we don't have to just completely spray the house down on it. And then we'll run Stitch. And Stitch is currently at John Amador's place. and they got the bed fixed, and they're working on doors right now. So stitches like almost back together.
Did he have to change the tailgate?
No,
Okay, my sticker's still on
it's
it.
still on there.
Yeah.
It won't be because we're repainting the whole truck.
Oh,
Got to
goodness,
resticker
dude, you
it.
killed me. You got to paint the sticker in it.
No, I'm gonna let him worry about peeling all the stickers off. That ain't fun. James Futch, where are we at? He gave up, went to work. All right, so he'll jump on here in a minute. James Futch is putting on the race at. Is he responded to your text?
Nope.
Nope. Call him. Call him.
I said that like 5 minutes ago. But you
Tell
don't
him.
listen.
Tell him we're waiting on him.
Nobody listens to me.
He might be having technical difficulties. All right, so James Futch is putting on Mr. Whipple's No Prep, and it's this Thursday. I mean, he sent us pictures yesterday. He sent them to you too?
No.
Oh, you got left out. He sent me pictures of all of our banners on the entryway and getting ready.
Yeah, I sent a bunch to him where he should hang them and put them around everywhere.
Ah, you did good because he did it. I had to get on to him the other day because he was posting all these event flyers and didn't have any of his sponsors on there. I'm like, and he goes, oh, on it, and then he's being. But I don't like the logo we sent him for those flyers.
Yeah, that was the old one he had.
Like our competitor's logo is like bam, and ours looks terrible.
He had that from the previous
Yeah,
administration.
I didn't want him to have to change it,
Yeah.
so I didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
But we need to send him the new logo so that
Oh yeah, keep him up to
so
date.
he looks spiffy. Yeah. So Aaron is calling Mr. Futch, aka the lawyer,
Mr. Whipple.
Mr. Whipple.
Sent me the voicemail, so
What?
Oh, he's
I
working.
don't know what's going
You
on.
must be having. All right. Well, we're gonna move on. Anyway, so this weekend is Mr. Futch's race, and come down to Twin City, the House of Hook.
House of Hook.
He's been promoting it all week. He's got some big names there. I even seen he's got Daddy Dave there.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good race. There's going to be a lot of people there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sorry that he commented in here and said, "What's up, fellas?" He must be having technical difficulties. I'm going to move on to let's talk about real quick what specials we have, and then let's move over to Spark Plug Tech. All right. I know a lot of you guys need some Spark Plug Tech. Events, specials, where are they at? Where's my outline here? Come on, John. Pull me together, buddy.
So we have 15% off on solenoid steel, and all your heating accessories like bottle bats and the wraparound heaters.
Hold on. Aaron has flyers to put up, right?
I put
For
it
the
on
specials?
no, it was just for the races.
Oh.
Oh, way to go, man.
Way to go, dude. You let me down. Hold on. Take it away, John. It's all you, buddy.
Oh, you interrupt me.
I'm sorry.
So we got 15% off solenoids and rebuild kit steel. The 15% off bottle bats and heaters.
It's not 15% off.
Yes,
It's 20.
No, 20% on tools.
Oh, like
Yeah.
this type of
Yeah,
stuff, huh?
don't be giving stuff away.
Okay.
And then we have online. We have a special for one time 15% off your order. You can only do that once.
And where does that come from?
I
But
don't
you
know.
can't double stack.
It popped up in my email this morning,
Wow. Okay. So
but you can't stack it with the other deals I just mentioned. It has to be something
Right.
completely different.
it is 20% off bottle heaters. That's
No,
what it says on our
it's
website.
on the tools.
And related items.
Okay.
And tools.
Yeah, the tools. All the tools is 15% on the solenoids and all heating accessories.
Okay. And then we got the gift card deal.
Yep.
Spend $250, you get a $25 gift
Yep.
card.
You spend
And
500.
you can turn around and use it immediately, right?
Yeah, you can use it on something else.
All right. So $500, you get 75.
Yep.
And what do you get for 1,000?
150.
150. So like I've been seeing people come in and they'll buy the system or the accessories.
Yep.
Just enough to get that $150 gift card, and then the next day they turn around and order and apply their gift card
Yeah,
because
for
it's
more-
immediate.
yeah.
Right? So that's a big savings, $150. So
And
so
we've
yeah.
been working out deals with people. If they buy it now, we send them the gift card immediately when they call.
So then they can turn around that
Yeah.
same day and
And just add it to the box, save on shipping.
that's cool that y'all are working with them
Yeah.
like that. And so that ends this month.
Yeah.
So you got like 2 weeks to
Yeah,
take
all our
advantage of
sales
these deals.
in this month.
So all right, let's jump over into Spark Plug Tech. James must have got busy. So, a couple of things here. Let me grab this. Aaron's going to have to switch gears here. Let me turn this bad boy on. Let me cover the. Look at my pen.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Oh, I like this. Let's see.
Look, I'm really rich.
Let's see what else he says.
I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall.
I got this pen like Wendy got it for me for Christmas or something like that.
It's my hair. I swear.
And it's funny because some of the stuff he
I
says.
just sold an apartment for $15 million to somebody from China. Our leaders are stupid. Our politicians are stupid. We will have so much winning if I get elected that
We
you
on
may
these
get
mics.
bored with winning.
Oh, really?
Yep, we're on Swiss now.
Well, that's enough of that, anyways. All right. Spark plug tech. Let's start here. We have all these great tools like EGTs, wideband O2s. But there's one tool that trumps all that, and it gives you the data of what's going on in the chamber, the combustion chamber, right? And a lot of people do not know how to read spark plugs. First of all, the plug has to be fresh, all right? You can't put plugs in it and drive it up to the staging lanes, run your pass, and drive it back, because all that driving is erasing the data that you achieved during the pass, but it's also dirtying up the spark plug before you make the pass. And so let's say, let me point this out. Carburetor's rich, or your tune-up's rich at part idle. Well, it's loading that plug up, right, as you drive it up to the staging lane. Then you make the pass, and let's say it's extremely lean in the pass, but your plug's already dirtied up. And so now that it's lean, it's trying to clean that, it's running leaner, but instead you get to the end, you ain't got the right data. So we have to give, in order to read spark plugs, we have to follow a procedure to do that. And it's got to be, so what I do is I leave an old set of plugs in the engine. I fire the car up and get all the condensation out of the motor, right? And then I let it cool off, and I put a fresh set of spark plugs in. And then I push it up to the start line. I'll do my burnout. I make a pass. As soon as I top in, let's say I'm only doing a 330, which for me is about the 1-2 shift, I'll reach over, slap it neutral, kill the ignition. And the reason why you have to do that is because you don't want the engine pulling the motor down, because that's going to change the plug reading. And you don't want the engine to keep running, because that's going to change the plug read. We need to know what the spark plug was seeing right at wide open throttle. The only way to do that is shut her down and slap it neutral. So we coast to the end of the track. For you guys that don't have push vehicles, take a set of plugs with you. Change the plugs at the top end of the track. That sucks because it's hot, so have some gloves. For the guys that have a push vehicle, push it back to the pits. Take the plugs out. Now, I see a lot of guys only looking at one spark plug. One of the key reasons for reading spark plugs is not only the overall tune-up, but it's what's happening from cylinder to cylinder. And so I'll show you, looking at these in a minute, that cylinder to cylinder range, you may have number 4 is a lot hotter than number 5, right? Whatever reason it may be. If it's small block 4, it's the 4 corners. But if you put one of the centers, it didn't tell you what was going on in that hottest cylinder. So knowing all your engine is great. For the streetcar guys that are just pulling one plug just to kind of get an idea, that's better than nothing, right? So, but if you really want to know what's going on cylinder to cylinder, it's all 8 plugs. Or if it's a Hemi, all 16. So we pull the plugs out. And the plug is going to give us air fuel, heat range of plug, and timing. It's going to give us the data of where those tune-ups are. So then we get to look at that and look at our wideband or our EGTs, our data logs. It's all sources of information on the tune-up. But here's a prime example. You may have a car where the plug tells you that the tune-up is around 12.5, right? and that's going, and we'll cover why that is. But your wideband may be reading 13.5. It's easy to see your wideband O2s a full point off. If you put 2 or 3 on the car, they may all read different. And so knowing what the plug is doing is going to tell you for future reference, this car likes this setting on my wideband. So it's a great way of helping figure out quick reference tools like a wideband where it should be on a certain application. Spark plugs. This is a great example of, I wish I would have grabbed a pointer. I'll use a, I don't even know how to, I'll use my,
Greatest president.
so these are, whenever we did, what race did we just race with Orange Juice? Popeye's race. And we raced coaches, 490 class. And we were 330 in the car. And I've wiped this one. But if you watch, this is my cylinder to cylinders with that car starting first time out, just kind of coming up. But if you look at number 4, it's actually, these plugs been in my trailer for a couple weeks now, but it's actually really oily. And that was oil. And it was that way from the time we fired this motor up, and we were getting oil in the catch tank, but it told us what was going on there. And this gives you a good indication of cylinder to cylinder difference of what the plugs are looking at, right? And so, you know, like this one's richer than those. This one's got less timing than a couple of them, like compared to this one versus that one. So it's telling you your cylinder to cylinder difference. So I'm going to spin this thing around here, and I'm going to show you the side of plug. I'm going to come over here. So this is a brand new spark plug. As you can tell, porcelain's clean. It's still nice and shiny, and there's no data there yet. Let me pull this out. I'm going to cover the basics, and then we'll actually look at some plugs. All right. Your timing is going to be read off of the strap, okay? As the strap starts seeing heat, it will discolor and create a timing mark, kind of like, let me find one here, like this. So if you look at this plug here, I don't know if our camera will pick that up. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So if not, I can show underneath this in a minute. But you'll see my timing's right there on the end. As you increase the heat on the plug, it's going to move down. So as we increase timing, that increases heat, right? So the strap's going to move this way. Whenever you pull a plug out and it's missing that strap because it had too much timing in it, that means that heat built up to a point that it couldn't dissipate over into the threads. So heat moves down, moves into the threads dissipate into the head, which the water jackets are cooling. That's how we get the heat off the plug. So whenever we say a non-projected tip plug, see how this one sticks in? Well, a projected tip plug sticks out, and that strap is longer. So it takes longer. That strap is further out in the cylinder, and it takes longer for that heat to get off the plug. And this is the reason, especially on a nitrous combo and big boost applications, we go to a non-projected tip style plug. All right. Air fuel. On an E85 application and alcohol, air fuel is read on this base right here. The smooth ring at the top of the plug comes around that the strap welds to. That's where you're going to read air fuel. On a race gas or a regular gas style application, the air fuel is actually read in the very bottom of the plug at the base of the porcelain, which is this area right here. See how it's dark? So what tends to happen is we're looking for, on a starting point of a tune-up, we're looking for a light tan. And we want it to be right here at the base of the porcelain, right? This is the base. This is what you see when the shell is still on here. That's down off in there. So what tends to happen is as you go wide open throttle, the heat is cleaning the plug, right? So I like to say that the top of the plug is like idle and part throttle. That'll dirty up. Wide open throttle, it's cleaning the plug down to here. And we're going to read the air fuel down at the base of the porcelain where it comes in and does this. We're looking for a light tan. So according to this plug, this tune-up was a little rich. Okay, see how it's black? It goes in color shades. The darker it is, the blacker it's going to be. If it was lean, it'd be clean. It'd be white like it came out. So white to black is your color range for reading a race gas style motor. And what tends to happen is as it leans out, it'll go from black to a charcoal down to a tan to a light tan and then to white. White being real lean, right? On an E85 plug or alcohol, whenever we're reading the smooth base, and I wish I had one here to show you, but what tends to happen is it burns the plate. I can't say the word. The platinum, whatever that word is, off of the end of the plug. And so what we're looking for is about a half to a 3/4 color change. As it's leaner, so if you pull it out and it's shiny like this, it's rich, right? Way too rich. If you can wipe it off and it looks like a brand new plug, that's too rich. As you increase the heat on it, it discolors this. And I know my hands are dirty. I painted a frame and with Pour 15, and so I'll be looking like this for a month because I didn't put gloves on. Anyways, that smooth base will discolor, and it works its way around. It don't do certain areas. Literally, it's weird. As you increase the heat, it starts, which means you're leaning it out, right? It will start discoloring, and it'll move around from a part to a half to a 3/4. And if it's all discolored, you're way too lean. And if you pull it out and it's black and it doesn't wipe off, it is way lean. Like you're just gonna burn something up. You know what I mean? Because what's happened is now it's burned all that platinum off. And so we're looking for a 3/4, which to me is a pretty aggressive tune on the 85 to a half. So if it's a street car and it's a guy that's probably never going to look at it, and I'm tuning by plugs, I'm going to put it at a half. If I'm out racing, I'm probably going 3/4. It depends on what the motor wants. If it wants more fuel, it wants more fuel. So you have what we call a starting point, right? So we'll get, if we're a race gas style application, we're looking for a light tan here. We're looking for a timing mark on the edge of the strap. If the plug was too cold, and you have to know within reason where you should be timing wise for your combination, because every combination wants a different amount of timing. But if the plug is too cold, you're going to struggle getting a timing mark on the strap. If the plug is too hot, you're going to pull it out and be like, whoa, look at that timing mark. That's a good indication that you probably need a little bit colder plug. But as we increase timing, so if this plug right here, if I would have added a degree of timing, I'd probably put it here. So I'm on the bit of a conservative the way I tune. So I probably would have added a half a degree. And if we were really having to get down, I probably would have ordered 3/4 of a degree. I wouldn't have went full degree. I'm just not that confident in it, and I don't want to burn it up. All right, so spark plug reading is the key to having all the information. And so you can see where this being an older plug, it's more defined. Let me turn this thing around here. Sorry. But you can see the strap right here, right? So that's where the heat has burned the platinum off the strap. That's my timing mark. Now, if you look further into the porcelain, you don't always have to cut these plugs. But as you're reading, cutting the plug is a great tuning tool. Let me run this thing up so I can hold this thing different way. Let me get you a good shot there. Come on, Dave, get it together. Let's do this. Since we have a reference here, let's do this. Let me run this up some more. Sorry. All right, so where'd that plug go? Get over here, plug. Now I can't get it. So whenever you're looking at the porcelain and these plugs being older, Tell me whenever we get a clear view there.
Yeah.
There we go. See how it's dark down off in there? This plug's dirty, so it's kind of changing the way it looks. But that darkness, I can't get it perfect. There we go. It's because I cut it. But down off that smooth base where it comes down and it runs over to the shoulder, that's your air fuel right there, which is like what you're seeing here, right? Let me get in there. So see how dark that is? That's fat. So if we came over to one of these plugs, I wish these plugs were newer because this would be better. You can see the rust in these plugs that have been in my shop. But see how like right there, it's down at the base of the porcelain. It's got a little tan, but it's the wider that is, the leaner it is down there. So these plugs aren't great examples because they're old, but it kind of gives you an idea. You guys that are looking for help reading those plugs, our tech team is like, they're on it. So if you go out and you need help learning how to read those plugs, that is a great way of doing it. For you guys that are learning how to read plugs, this is an exceptional tool to buy. What you do is you screw, this is our cutting block, you screw the plug down off into the block, and then you take the blade, what's this called? Hose saw. And you take the hose. This is all a kit we sell, and you drill the shoulder off, and then you can pull this out so that you can see that better. For you guys that don't have a tool like this tool right here will actually screenshot the plug once you get the perfect angle at it. But let's say you're sending one of my tech guys an email with a picture of a plug. The picture quality is very important. I always say cup your hand around it so the camera can focus. And now you know the areas that you need to capture. You need to capture the base of the porcelain. All right. If it's a race gas, if it's E85, we need this part of the plug. And then for heat range and timing, we need the strap. All right. Those are all areas of reading the spark plug for tuning capabilities to compare it against your areas. You got any questions?
We'll be able to rewatch live.
Yes, we're actually going to come back and do a professional video. For any of my guys watching this, if you have an E85 plug you can send me, that would be great because the only thing I have that runs E85 is tore down right now. And I could actually do a nice, I think we need to do a nice tech article going through without it being live so that we can edit it and show the pictures we want. We can put the pictures on there to make the spark plug tuning basically a class, online class, and we can put pictures of it and illustrations that will explain it better. So Aaron's sitting here, so he gets to report back to the marketing department, tell them what we're going to do.
Sure. I got a text back from James, but he said he never got the invite, but I just told him to tap the link, so hopefully we can.
Is he fixing to jump on? Tell him we're fixing to jump off, but if he wants to jump on, come on with it.
Yeah.
We also got these tool trays that I like for taking them out.
Yeah, these are nice. I like to put these on top of my tool tray on the engine, and then drop my plugs in there and carry them inside and I report them back here so later on I can look at all the different passes. All these tools are on sale 20% off, right? So take advantage of that. Still nothing?
I just texted him right now, but he answered me like 3 minutes ago.
We'll give him a couple minutes. If he ain't on, we're going to move on because we've already been long enough. I think we've covered everything. Next week, let me tell you what next week's show is. I'm excited about. Next week's show will be from Thompson Motorsports live. We will be there. They are assembling the engine, our Nitrous engine, that was supposed to be going in orange juice, but is now going in Stitch because, again, I'm all over the place. And they're going to give us some tech tips towards engine assembly and give us a little tour of what's going on there. They got a very impressive facility, and I'm looking forward to showing that off. So tune in next week because our special guest is the Thompson Motorsports crew. And and we're going to be assembling the engine live right there in front of you. So I think we're out of time. We'll have to catch Futch on another live. So thank you for tuning in to What's Up with Nitro Dave.
What's up?